teams are working on one of the most complex but least understood parts of the human body, the brain. For neurosurgeon Roddy O'Kane, it's his passion.
It's one of the fields of medicine, I suppose, or one of the last areas that we don't really know much about to some degree. And in that makes it an exciting field because things are changing all the time.
51-year-old Peter is in for a scan before a potentially life-changing operation.
This is a new winter range, courtesy of Greater Glasgow Health Sport. Wrap round for the winter, keep you nice and warm. There you go. Have a nice day now.
Peter is having surgery to remove a tumour deep within his brain. It's been increasing in size and causing him regular epileptic fits.
One seizure that I did have recently lasted for 6.5 hours, I've been told. I have no recollection of it.
Peter found out he had the tumour a week after meeting his partner Sam.
I could tell it a brain tumour. I never had one till I met you.
Oh, thanks. At least I didn't run.
I know, you didn't run, hey?
I know.
Grand. OK, thank you.
Roddy O'Kane is Peter's surgeon.
Hi. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Hi, folks. So here, people always say, what are you going to chop out on me? So I'm going to go over this and I'll show you.
Peter's tumour has grown to 6 centimetres.
All of this white stuff, OK? The bit I think...
Roddy suspects it's cancerous. So he has proposed an operation the team only attempt on around 10 patients a year.
When Roddy first told me about the procedure for the operation, right, I wasn't too impressed. It's a case of awake surgery, right? And for people who don't know what that is, it's they sedate you, cut the top of your head off, well, a part of your head off, your skull off, then make you up again. And when Roddy first told me this, I had visions of them standing, having a talk, having a fag and using my head as an ashtray.
Roddy's going to perform what is called an awake craniotomy.
The operation that we're planning to do then is to put you asleep, open up the head, then wake you up, which allows us to take as much away as possible without causing you damage. This is a very important part of brain. Yeah? This lies in what's called your primary motor strip. And if I chop that out in anybody, I paralyze them. Okay, so in your right side, I would paralyze your left, and your left hand dominant.
Yes.
Yeah. This is big surgery, and you gotta appreciate that comes with considerable risks. Yeah. So whilst you have walked into hospital, you may have problems getting out. That is a possibility. We could change your seizures. So we could make your seizures different, or more frequent, or more intense, okay? And everything I do carries a risk of death, okay? Small it may be, it's there, okay?
And Rod, I trust. Right.
Okay.
Right. The way I've got it in my head just now, right, is I'm got loads of power on my left-hand side, right? If it turns out I don't lose the power, right, and I get recovery, it's a bonus, it's a Brucey bonus. I've got the worst-case scenario in my head now. I've got to lose the power altogether.
Okay.
Right? So, if you do a good job,
that's it.
Happy days.
You're just batting the pressure back to me, eh?
Right.
Good man. Your ways. Okay. All right.
Thank you. See you on Monday.
Okay. Good. Good. Well done. Okay, folks.
Thank you.
See you then.
Thank you.
All right. Then.
Because of the risks involved, not all surgeons would choose to operate on Peter's tumour.
What we're embarking on is not a black and white area. It's an opinion-based area, and I have more aggressive mindset to deal with this here without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, but I freely admit that. He's young, he's fit, he's healthy, he's engaging, he's the right type of patient to potentially undergo an awake craniotomy. And he, I think, has taken fully on board all the arguments of the different options that we have, weighed them up, and made his decision, which, if he feels is right, is the right decision for Peter. Very brave. I think anybody going under surgery is brave.
So it's Peter Fury, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, can you tell me in your own words what it is you're getting done today?
Brain tumour removed.
Okay.
I can't remember the debunked or something. Somebody
Yep,
said
so it's an
available.
awake right frontal
Aye.
craniotomy and debulk of tumour. Okay, so you're going to be awake during this procedure.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you allergic to anything at all?
Ex-wives.
Ex-wives. None of them are surgeons, are they?
No, I'm alright.
Okay.
Going ahead with this operation is a big undertaking for both Peter and Roddy.
I'd like to pretend I'm calm and collected. I'm not. There used to be a joke of why surgeons wear theatre masks, and that's because we're screaming underneath it.
In Adult Neurology Theatre 2, the operation to remove Peter's brain tumour is underway.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. You could do a sweep like that, an S-line.
Surgeon Roddy O'Kane suspects that it's cancerous, so the aim is to remove as much of it as possible.
The risk is I'm going to paralyse him. I'm going to paralyse his face and he won't recover, so he'll have a slumped, drooped face. He will have a weak arm and potentially a leg, and that could be a complete paralysis. An arm that does no activity whatever. It might do some but not have fine dexterity. And of course, if he has a paralysed leg, which is a bit further, but we could still damage it and the fibres coming down, he wouldn't be able to walk.
To minimise the risks, Roddy will wake Peter up when he reaches the deepest section of his tumour. But while Peter's fully anaesthetised, Roddy's first step is to remove a section of his skull.
Primary brain tumours tend to be mixed into brain. So there's normal brain mixed in where the tumour is. It's a mixed bag. And so in taking tumour, you're going to damage brain. And depending on which part of the brain that is, that can have very profound consequences to patients.
A team of neurophysiologists have wired Peter up with electrodes to help pinpoint which tumour-affected areas of his brain control which parts of his body.
Happy?
Yep.
Yeah.
They help identify a small piece of tumour Roddy can safely remove while Peter is asleep.
I think the next part is just to wake him up, because that's what's going to aid what's going to go.
Now he's deeper into the brain, it isn't safe to continue without waking Peter up.
Peter? Peter?
Some patients are too groggy to rouse during surgery, but Roddy can't continue with this operation unless Peter comes round.
Not only are you nervous for the patient waking up because you want them to wake up, but you're nervous because there could be problems with brain swelling and all. So you're concentrating on multiple different events at that time, and it's always anxious.
Peter? Peter?
In neurology, it's 2 hours into Peter's open brain operation.
Try this one. You are.
I'm behind you here, Peter. How you doing?
Thank you.
Don't nod your head. Remember, you can't nod it.
Brain is unique in every individual. We don't know exactly how it works in every individual. The only way to really know it is to have the patient do the tasks that we want them to do. And so you have to wake them up.
Squeeze hard. Hard. That's as hard as you can do it.
Speech and language specialist Jennifer Bowers is assessing his hand strength and facial movements so she can feed back any changes to Surgeon Roddy.
So I'm going to need you to just keep on and off squeezing my hand like this. Okay. Can you wiggle your ankle for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can he
Open
smile?
wide and do a big teaser. Yeah, no, upper and lower quadrants weaker.
Some weakness in Peter's face is not too much of a concern. Facial muscles are controlled by both sides of the brain, so there's good potential for recovery. Peter's been awake for 15 minutes. But something isn't quite right. He started to twitch uncontrollably.
Yeah, give it a facial twitching. Oh, okay. Okay.
He's having an epileptic fit.
You're all right, Peter. It just feels a bit funny. Just keep looking at me. You all right?
Yeah, really well. Anesthetics are aware, yeah. We're having a seizure.
You're all right. Roddy's doing something about it. Don't worry. Just keep looking at me.
The only way to stop it is to pour ice-cold water directly onto his brain.
6, let's move about the last 30 seconds. You can still see some twitching here. You're all right. Give me a big squeeze in this hand. Yeah, you're feeling stronger again. You're doing really, really well. Good man.
By slowing down the misfiring electrical activity in Peter's brain, the icy water has stopped his fit.
Okay, I'm going to carry on.
You're feeling quite calm.
Aye.
Good. Calmer than you thought you would?
Aye, it's a new experience.
Of course, of
I've been
course.
waiting for this experience.
Good. Okay.
How do you feel? Can you feel it in your face?
I gave you a nagging.
Let me just check your mouth again, can we? Spread and forward like this. Okay, and spread. And then forward.
Gotta take my pout off them.
No, still got that pout. Good stuff. So what did you prefer then? Is that a different kind of holiday if you go to Turkey than if you go to like Benidorm?
Aye,
Benidorm's just a big party.
Along with Jennifer's observations, Roddy continues to rely on the neurophysiologist's electrical readings. And Peter himself.
Getting twitching in the hands.
We're getting hand at 10 milliamps there.
You okay? Oh, we got another twitch there.
The signs are that Roddy is in an area of brain that could leave Peter paralysed if too much tumour is taken out.
I'm starting to get a bit nervous to go to take that one.
There is a fight in your own ego, yeah? You know, you can't help but want to do more, but you've got to do that sensibly, and you've got to know training when to stop is probably a very big thing about training, and that's what you gain with experience, is about when to stop.
I think I've done it. I think I'd rather preserve more hand than, you know, take the extra 6% of abnormality.
Pieces of the tumour are sent to the lab. Only when Roddy gets the results back will he know how serious Peter's cancer is and whether it's treatable.
Before an operation, we can have a guess from what we see on the scans, but we don't ultimately know what we're going to get. And it takes a week for that result to come through. So it's about getting them over the operation before we deal with the pathology we're going to deal with.
It's been 18 hours since his awake brain surgery.
I was thinking you were going to be sleeping and tubes everywhere and not being able to talk, and of course you're going to be able to move your arm, and see when you waved to me, I was in total shock. You're absolutely amazing.
I know I'm tell you that. That's how you feel from me in the first place.
Peter's 6-hour operation has left its mark. Surgeon Roddy wants to know how it's affected him.
Well, my man.
Still got a bit of brain freeze, but you throw ice on.
Is that right? Still a bit cold in the head. What about this arm then? How's it been doing today? Okay. Are you able to squeeze it?
A wee bit.
That's way better.
Yeah.
Squeeze again? That's even better than yesterday.
Better.
Because yesterday you had nothing on it at the end of the operation. Looking good. Okay. Bit of physio. Okay. Bit of rehab. You'll be doing the river dance soon, eh?
I'd like to try it, but...
Okay. The new Michael Flatley. Put it there. Good man.
Grand man.
Okay.
See you later.
All right,
buddy.
Peter.
Thank you.
See you later.
Performance surgery like this is kind of strange. This morning when I see him moving his hand a lot more, I always have that negative thought of, I haven't taken enough. Whereas alternatively, when I see patients afterwards and they're very weak, I always think, I've taken too much. And you always have that balance of trying to justify what you're doing, but there's never a happy feeling afterwards. Yeah, it's either too much, I've taken too much and I've damaged them, or I've taken too little and they're intact. But we'll see what the diagnosis is and what I've done on the scan.
Roddy has left Peter with no paralysis, but he won't know how serious his cancer is until the results come back from the lab. The Queen Elizabeth University Hospital has a pathology department on site. It's the largest in the UK and employs just under 200 staff. They deal with an average of 7,000 samples every week. This is where Peter's brain tumour has been analysed by specialists. 10 days after his operation, he's back for the results.
This is the hardest bit, waiting.
It is.
It is common for us to explain that tumours are incurable and their survival might be anything in weeks to months. We can never actually tell how long somebody's going to survive, but we can break pretty tragic news to people that ultimately, you know, it's telling them that they are not going to survive for very long and they may not have any treatments available. That's part of the job, but, you know, it happens.
Thought this was a brain tumour. It is a brain tumour. It is a low-grade tumour called oligodendroglioma. This is probably the best of the selection box of different types of tumours that you can get, okay? It has probably the best favourable prognosis. When I heard it, knowing that all the things that you can get, I had a big smile on my face. I was like, yes, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's high, but it's all good.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
They do impact your overall survivability in terms of your life expectancy is always reduced compared to somebody without one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we can be optimistic that, you know, we're in years, not months, in that type of picture, okay?
Good man, yeah.
All right.
You get to know your patients quite well. You kind of nearly become their friend in one sense, and so you can't help but be a wee bit emotional with them. It might sound stupid, but in one sense, there's a happiness with me. The fact that he's able to do everything and recovering function very well, and that his diagnosis is favourable in the spectrum of where it could be.
Right, go for it.
Had my consultation. It's a year of chemotherapy, then it's 5 weeks intensive radiation. We'll just see what happens from there, but I'm feeling really fantastic. You can't take a smile off my face.
Peter's had his first 2 rounds of chemotherapy. Medication is keeping his epileptic fits under control.